Well, good evening, everyone. This is Christy Vogelsberg, and I am excited to have us connect here this evening with our Stories of the Revolution. And tonight we have several ladies that are going to be sharing as we get ready to jump into our Shred 10 program here starting on Monday, our wonderful community that really helps us to focus on our clean eating jumpstart into a healthier lifestyle. So several of these gals, they have either have done the Shred with us now multiple times. They've also helped encourage and help be accountability partners and buddies for others in their lives and world. So they are doing some really awesome things to help inspire healthy living just all across. I think we cover four time zones between the four of us here. So it's pretty darn fun. What I'd like to do first, though, I'm going to do just a quick screen share so you can take a peek here. For those that may be new to our community or to our Shred program, these are the guidelines. And that basically this 10 days is a way to help us be more mindful about what we're eating, how much our body we're moving, our sleep, our minimizing our stress, and then again, really focusing on upping our intake of fruits and vegetables that we know are so key for helping for whether it's prevention or helping bodies to heal from any health condition. There's not a disease or health condition out there that is not improved by better nutrition. And on the flip side, unfortunately, we know there's everything out there is made worse with a poor diet. So this was definitely something that I clued into and became fascinated by nearly 20 years ago when I was working as a physician assistant at the time and working in family practice and really seeing that connection between nutrition and prevention. And so again, with the Shred, though, we focus on those just healthier lifestyle pieces along with eliminating those inflammatory foods. So things like gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, artificial refined sugars, and ideally not eating after 6 p.m. And I know we'll talk about those and some little tweaks that we can do sometimes here with that. So, but with that, what I'd like to go ahead and do, let me stop our screen share, and I am going to turn it over here first to Nana Viv, Miss Viv Hammond. Let me get you unmuted here. And I will say with Viv, sometimes it is, I always have to play, it's like, where's Waldo? With Viv. Where is Viv in the country? So I know she is getting ready to head back out of town here again this week. And so I know she's had some really great tips also on, I'd love to have her talk a little about doing the Shred when she's traveling. And then she mentioned to me before a little about just how much she really loves the accountability of the community. So Viv, why don't you tell us about the community, the accountability piece. How has that been beneficial?
Okay, I'm unmuted, right? Okay.
You are,
awesome.
Yes.
I think part of the big thing for me is there are certain things I love to do, like play bridge, and most of the time those are not healthy snacks. And so just knowing that we have that support group, that Shred support group, and that there are other people doing this with me, I can resist doing all those bad snacks, and I'll chew gum or drink more water because I'm supposed to be drinking more water anyway. And then with traveling, Christy brought that up and I've forgotten. So one thing I love is doing the salad jar parties. I have salads made. I can take those with me in the car and eat those, or I do a shake while I'm traveling. And then there's no reason to stop and get bad food. And just knowing that there are other people, you have this community, as Christy said, and they're doing it with you, it makes you really be accountable.
That is awesome, Viv. Oh, thank you. And, I will say too, we have just come off of being out at the ballpark. So I know Viv's going to be traveling here down to Arkansas, I think here later this week, but it could be traveling, even having, we had, I think, 7 ball games here over the course of the weekend with 2 boys in tournaments. And so even with that though, like this afternoon, I packed my cooler because just like you said, we do our mason jar salad. So I was able to throw a smoothie in and have a healthy salad just sitting there in my chair with my big jug of water. And it's a conversation piece. I had someone who did come up and it's like, what is that? Where did you get that from? It's like, oh, I make them. We do them every week. You should come make them with us. And so even on the way home, I had veggies and things chopped up for a kind of impromptu salad gathering over at a friend's they're getting ready to do the shred with us this next week. So definitely love that aspect. And when she refers to our community though too, those are a couple of the key pieces, is having those connections where you'll get regular text messages as we're going through the shred. And then we also have just a special group just for those on Facebook who are shredding with us. But then we also have our ongoing healthy living support group on Facebook for anyone, whether you've made just one simple change with Juice Plus, any of our Juice Plus products or children's program, or you're doing the shred, here and there, or monthly as many do here. So that is awesome. Thank you, Viv, for sharing that. And let's talk next. Let's go over to Kimberly. And Kimberly, I'm going to unmute you and have you share a little bit about, again, maybe around a work schedule. So Kimberly is a physical therapist and a health coach as well, and so sometimes works a little bit different hours. So talk to us a little. What have you done to really make the shred work for you, and what are some of the things that you've seen, Kimberly?
All right. Yes, like Christy said, I'm a physical therapist. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I typically am at work until 6, sometimes a little bit later. So what I try to do is definitely prep those salad jars as well, have those for lunch. And then I'll have my first shake between breakfast and lunch. And then I'll generally take a second shake so that I can have that as I'm finishing up my day. And that's usually what I'll have for my dinner, or I'll look at my watch and say I better get some nuts in or a little snack in prior to 6 o'clock. So I do try to take a little extra food with me. And my husband also works late, so sometimes when we get home now, we're eating 6:30, 7:30. We try not to eat later than that, but sometimes 8 o'clock. So on those days, I just make us smoothies. Sometimes I do have to eat past 6 o'clock because I need to eat something, and I'd rather have a little food in my belly than not eat for a prolonged period of time and then go to bed and have to try to, have my body process what it needs to process and wake up starving in the morning. So those are the things that I do. And then the other thing that I focus on is the 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So during the Shred 10, it's kind of my self-care for making sure I'm getting those extra hours of sleep, and really focusing on not watching TV past like 8 o'clock, trying to go to bed about 9 o'clock, and then waking up about 5:36 with plenty of rest.
That is awesome. And it really is. I know for so many people, those 10 days are kind of a reset button for them. And I did want to highlight one thing I know you mentioned with the Complete. And that is definitely, it's a game changer, moving from just the one shake to the 2 shakes a day. And definitely for those that may feel like they get that dip at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, maybe trying a shake there, or again, having it later in the day. Or for those, if you do have to eat late because of schedule. And I know we'll have Betty on here just in a second as well. And like Kimberly, she often is working later shifts, or she's teaching fitness classes then in the evening, so you're not getting home until late. But I found too, even making sure, trying not to eat and then go to bed or supine or laying down. So if even maybe trying to get in, I'll try to go take the dog for a walk or do something upright, even if it's just for 20 minutes or so, to kind of let your body, let everything kind of get digesting and moving in that direction, versus eating real late and going to bed right away. So very, very good. Thank you. Well, let's move over here to Miss Betty down in Kentucky. And Betty, talk to us a little bit about what are maybe some things that you have seen benefit with the shred, or things that you or any clients have had, maybe that were things that were maybe challenging that now they have found some tricks to really help be able to follow those guidelines.
Well, I work pretty fast-paced where I work at. It's a pretty fast-paced outpatient clinic. So when I do the Shred 10, I usually make a smoothie. And when I make my smoothie, it ends up being like this big. I mean, it's like huge. So it lasts me all morning long. So I'm just kind of sipping on that through the morning. So that does keep my blood sugar real steady. I mean, I feel like my energy is really good with that. And then I can have my second shake sometimes because I do get in late. So I'll do my second shake. That's my late meal. And I really do my lunch is my heavier meal, my salad, chicken or something like that. I try to eat pretty clean. I have noticed that the 10 days, I really refocus back on eating healthy, because by the time I get a few days before the shred 10, I'm back to eating some pretty stuff that I'm thinking, why am I doing this? So that 10-day really just helps keep it steady for the long haul. Each time I see just that better improvement. So that is good.
That is very good. That is very,
Yes.
very good. And I know so many of you now have been able to share this community and these resources and such with others there as well. And so I will just close with one of my favorite things that I've found is really with the cookbooks, not only just the Revolution recipes, but then now the Shred Health Eating Cooking Guide, trying some recipes that I really would not have before, and really challenging yourself, especially during those 10 days as you are trying to be more mindful or maybe branch out in some new foods, is you will be amazed that there are things then that will come back in your regular rotation, such as the cauliflower soup. It took me forever to make the cauliflower soup, but now that I do, I love it. And I make sure I have a head of cauliflower every week. At least once every 10 days, I am making it, and I make a big batch. And so it stays in the fridge, and I then will throw it in, even if we're doing like tuna noodle casserole, I'll throw some in just as like a white sauce almost, but it's just cauliflower and veggie broth and cashews. And it's like, gosh, all just 3 healthy ingredients. Or I'll use that in maybe if we're doing like some fettuccine, like a vegan fettuccine Alfredo, I'll throw a little bit in there. We've used it as a base around the holidays for biscuits and gravy and clam chowder. And so it definitely, you can use that as a base for so many different things, or just other things too. Like I had not in the past really sauteed veggies so much, or sauteed kale or spinach, and that's what sounded great though here tonight. It's like, okay, a little bit of garlic and some red peppers, and I had half a bag of spinach that was about ready to go that I needed to get rid of. So it's like, well, just saute that up, or throw some beans in there, or maybe do like one egg or something with it, and then just have some gluten-free bread alongside it. And it's extremely filling, and I found that I really start to crave some of these things. So some really awesome things here that we have and within our recipe repertoire. So, but well, thank you, ladies. And before we sign off, anything else anyone would like to share with our listeners here for the future?
Yeah, I just want to say that this program is amazing. Again, I think it really teaches you what it means to be healthy, to have that support, and like Viv said, that accountability. But I think the support that we have from each other is so important, because so many people don't know where to start, and this teaches you where to start. And if you don't know where to go, the people within the community that have done this multiple times, that are either healthcare providers or health coaches, can really help to also supplement the already amazing cookbooks and guidebooks that we have.
Absolutely. And we have we have some really, really awesome team members here. And again, it is definitely one team, one mission, and wonderful resources just within our community, just certainly cheering us on. So that is wonderful. Well, depending on when you're catching this, if it's right away, I know we'll have a shred group that is starting this next week here next Monday. But we do, as a team, we offer that on a monthly basis. So if you're watching this mid-month or later on, definitely talk with the person who invited you, and they can invite you to be part of our Facebook group, or maybe they'll even invite you to a taste of the shred or a salad jar gathering. And if not, definitely we'll teach you how to do that. Or if you live at a distance, they're super super, super easy and very fun, where you can just grab a couple neighbors or girlfriends after church and get together and make up some salads or some healthy things to eat for the week to fuel your body and fuel your life. So thank you so much for being on with us, and everyone have a great evening. Good night.